maybe visualize your fretboard a little bit differently. Let's say you were doing something where you're using some blues or some pentatonic or something like that. And what I want to help you with is one of the most important things to learn how to do is to envision your fretboard or revisualize your fretboard. And so what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to take a simple A minor pentatonic idea and I'm going to show you how I expand it in my head and with my fingers, and maybe that will give you some more creative ideas as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be an A minor pentatonic, but I'm actually going to be starting up on the 4th position. So I'm going to be kind of combining the 3rd and 4th positions, and even that in itself is really important, is to teach yourself to break out of just always playing like in the 1st position every time you do something. You know, you go to, if you're an A, you go to the 5th fret. There's a lot of great stuff you can do there, no doubt about it, but we're going to try and break out of that a little bit and look for something a little different. So what I'm going to do is come up here to the 4th position, which is at the 12th fret. I'm going to play 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 13, 15, and then 12, 15. Now, that position in itself is just fine. You know, I hear a lot of Stairway to Heaven in that position and that kind of soloing. So there's some really good stuff there, but let's expand that a little bit and start trying to think of some other things that we can do. So one thing that I'll do, of course, is start adding in some blues notes, right? So if I know where my A is, I can go 1, 2, 3 notes up the pentatonic, and that's where my blues note's going to be. But more importantly, it's right there, and that's really important for me because I'll use that note. I'll either slide to it, or maybe I'll use it in a sequence. You see, where I'll play it with other notes of this pentatonic. Now, the next thing I want you to notice is how I have a tendency of dropping down into what we'll call the 3rd position. And I like to do that instead of playing, because this sounds so blocky to me, where if I can go, see, now I can use that little thing right here, little slides and things like that that I can do with this position that I couldn't when I was sitting here. You know, it's hard to make that sound very musical, other than, you know, that sort of thing. But if I use this little extension down here, it actually sounds quite nice. Okay, so so that's one thing that you can do. So we've got the blues note that we've added in, and also not only the blues note itself, but how we're playing it, right? We might be playing it in conjunction with other notes, but we might also just be using it, for instance, as a nice little subtle slide. Okay? Well, now I'm going to take from where I'm at right now, and I'm going to expand from here. So here's something that I enjoy doing. I'll play from this A, and I'm going to play like this. Now, what I've done is I'm playing the 4th position, if you will. Excuse me, 3rd position. Adding that blues note in. Now that note is just that note, right? That's still pentatonic, but this note is new. This is an unusual note. It's just a passing note that I'm adding in, which is connecting to this. So it's basically making a 12, 13, 14, just like I did there with the blues note. And I'll do different things with that little shape there as I'm playing. And then what I'll do is for here, down in this little block that I got down here, I'll use that major 3rd. So I have... So let's say I'm doing more of a Jimmy Page kind of thing up here. And then I build back up. and slide back into this position. You see, so there's lots of really great things that you can do. It's not about learning all the stuff that I'm doing right now, although you certainly could cop one of these licks and use it in your playing. What I want you to be aware of is how I'm thinking about where I'm placing these things, not the fact that, you know, well, in mathematics, all these things exist all over the fretboard. That might be true. But depending on how they feel when I'm playing them, if I reconfigure some of the things I'm doing into a different position, I play them differently and I come up with different ideas, which is half the battle here when you're learning how to play guitar. So I want you to think about that a little bit. Moving from here, adding that blues note in. Whoops, sorry. That little lower extension here. And then this new build coming up, this third position. And just how you could take this. So I can slide from that idea of this third position into something in the fourth position. Now I'm going to top this off with something else here. I'm going to go to the top of this position, this third position. And I'm going to do something a little more unique here too. So I'm going to use this. So I'm using 10 and 11, and notice the 11 is just kind of a passing note. And then I'm heading over here to this 13, which is pentatonic. Okay. And then I follow that up with those notes right there, 11 and 12. Now again, that 11 really has no purpose of being there other than it's just a passing note. I'm just exploring colors and sounds with notes. But see how that uniqueness of that 11, I'm not trying to oversell the sound of that 11. I'm just using it in conjunction with the 12. So it resolves right away, but then I'm not done. I'm re-resolving it to, I say re, because the note's right there, there's A, but I'm also redoing it again. See how I can combine all of those elements together. So I've got this regular pentatonic, maybe with the blues note or whatever, this lower extension, this build upward, and then this build downward. You can just come up with a ton of different really great ideas inside there. So again, take some time with it. Don't just look at the tab and try and, figure out everything that I'm doing, because I don't even really know what I'm playing. I'm just screwing around here. But if you find something in there that's kind of unique to you and it sounds interesting and it seems like something that you could use, stop any video that you're doing, take that idea out, start messing with it, and see if you can make it a part of your playing, something that you can actually, that kind of melds into, what it is that you already do. That's what you're always looking for, is even if it's just something as simple as that, but something that you can use in your playing.